walking us through how you'll proceed at quarterback this week?
Yes. For first, the decision was made to go with the two experienced quarterbacks. Obviously Ben's experience in Sunday night was, I think, we all knew the facts going into it. The speed of the game and the challenges that were presented to him, and I just felt that with the opponent that we're playing, we need some more experience at that position. So, obviously Gilbert's been here for a couple weeks. He's had the chance to play, in preseason games, and has been has more experience, and no different with Cooper. Cooper played last year. Is very familiar with the system. Kellen Moore has a lot of confidence, there. So we're gonna let those two guys. We're gonna go through the week and then make a decision.
Will practice be structured differently as you get both of them first team reps, or how do you want that to play out? And would it be better? Do you hope to come to a decision before Saturday, I guess?
I'll be honest with you, it'd be nice to come to a decision, by Saturday's practice, because I think it'd be probably important for one guy to take the majority of those reps. But we'll see how today goes, and it's obviously something we'll be talking about throughout the week.
Have you ever faced a scenario where you've had an open competition in a week of a game to see who your quarterback would be?
Not by design. I think a lot of times this happens where you always got to make sure your number two is ready. Based on his experience, is something that's factored into how many reps he's need, but also how many reps does the starter needs. So this is definitely a situation that I haven't been involved in. I think we had 5 quarterbacks in 2005 was my last experience that I would compare to this.
Have you had a chance to talk with Andy Dalton, and just how is he doing?
Andy's doing fine. He's we'll see how he goes throughout the time he's on this COVID list. But I think by the end of next week we should, we'll be able to see him again.
Mike, did you all confirm that no other players have tested positive or ended up on that list? And did you have to change your protocol at all given Andy's naming on that list?
Well, I think like anything, there's another opportunity to reinforce the COVID protocol. Our players have done a very good job, and we'll continue to do so. But no, I have no other announcements on anything to do with COVID.
You kind of just before Green Bay, we had like 4 quarterbacks start the season. Is there anything you can take from that to help you right now going through this process?
Definitely, yeah, because 2 of them are here working. Seneca Wallace and Scott Tolzien. So it's definitely, it's part of the conversation, and just the support. Because at the end of the day, every position room is designed to get the guys ready to play. Whether it's the offensive line room when you're going through changes in there, or the defensive line rooms had changes, and certain players are moving up for potential more reps in the game, and it's obviously heightened in the quarterback room, not only because of the responsibility of the position, but the design of our room. So there's definitely things you learn from play design, game plan process, and play call thoughts. These are all part of our game plan weekly conversations.
What are the main things you're looking at to make your decision this week? Is it understanding of the offense? Is it where they are physically, being able to do certain things within the offense? How will you go about making this decision?
Well, the first thing is they have to manage the huddle and manage the play at the line of scrimmage. We've had probably on an average 1 to 2 center exchange issues weekly, so we need to get past that. So that's the first focus, because you want to get up. If you have 70 plays in a game, you at least want to get the play off firing on all cylinders. The second part is we got to take care of the damn ball. That's clearly not good enough, and that's been a constant all season. And then frankly, the run game, manage the run game. We're playing against a very aggressive defense. You're looking at a defense that is primarily 80% pressure on first and second down. So, they're built and designed, and they're playing at a high level to stop the run. And And they do a great job on third down with their pass rush, and they lead the league in sacks. So managing the run game, and thirdly is you got to get the ball distributed in the passing game. So those are the criteria of the position, and that's what I'll be watching as the week goes forward.
Neither of those guys has a ton of actual game experience, but they've obviously been in the league a number of years. I mean, is that what it boils down to? They've just been around the league longer, they've seen more?
Yes, just to my opening statement, this decision has been made on the experience level in the quarterback room, and that's why we're that's the league component of why we're making this decision.
The decision to release Cooper in the offseason, what was behind that then, and to bring him back now? Was it a money issue? You just drafted Ben? I mean, how do you look at that when you kept Clayton instead of Cooper Rush?
Well, I mean, it's just, going back to that, I mean, there's so many other different variables involved in putting together your 90-man roster. So, the specifics of the why, I'm just fortunate he was still available, and I'm glad he's here.
Because of Cooper Rush's experience with Pellamore, how much of the offense would you say he knew upon being signed to the practice squad?
Well, definitely, I think the relationship they have is important. But Cooper went through the virtual meetings with us, until Andy was signed. Obviously with Andy's experience, it was clearly, evident that he was going to be our number 2, and that was part of the decision why Cooper was released. So if I recall, Andy was acquired in the first week of May. So. Cooper has gone through a lot of the installation phase virtually with us.
What do you like about Rush, and what do you like about Gilbert? Kind of what is your assessment of where both of them are as quarterbacks and what they do well?
Well, they're both smart. They pick up the game plan quickly. You can see that right away with Garrett. You can see that in my time with Cooper during the virtual meetings. He always asked really good questions. From meeting to meeting, he was on top of it. Obviously he had the foundation of the offense of what was in place here. So all the changes that were made, he was able to process that and tie it to the things that were kept from the old offense. So they're both. I would both classify both guys as smart quarterbacks. So they just need reps. I mean, frankly, it's what Ben needs. We need reps, and we'll get that today in a kind of a lightened practice, and tomorrow will be a huge day for both guys.
Right, when you make this decision to go with the experienced quarterback, is that something you address directly with them, and if so, what did you say to him?
Yeah, it's something you direct with all your players anytime decisions are made. And so it's something that's done by the position coach, and then I'll have a conversation with the players that on a one-on-one basis that need to be, talked about the things that need to be said.
Mike, when you look at what your defense did in Philadelphia, what's the key to taking that next step this week to continue moving in the right direction?
Well, just improve the efficiency and consistency from that game to this one. I mean, this is a different challenge, different offense. They're built differently. So it's an excellent offensive line. I think, in my opinion, I think it's one of the best offensive lines in football. I think the quarterback is extraordinary. I mean, he's played a ton of football. He's a Super Bowl champion, so he's back playing at a high level, and they're so explosive on the perimeter. So this is a big challenge. So I think the biggest thing is to make sure win the pre-snap, make sure we're on top of our alignment and assignments, and recognizing the stress of the formation. And but at the end of the day, this thing's going to start. It's going to start up front. It's going to start in the trenches. So we got to make sure we get after them up front, and then we got to tackle these perimeter players, because they do a great job of distributing the football, with the jet motions and all those types of things. So this is a big challenge for us, but we got to build off of our play style that was very evident Sunday night. So I like to just take another step there.
What do you expect Woozier to do in safe practice, and how does his outlook look like for Sunday?
Woozier is scheduled to practice today, so we'll see how he goes through. he practiced last Wednesday and was a full participant, and then it was back down on Thursday. So hopefully he's a week better, and it's going to take he's going to have to show it all week for me to give you a nod on if he's going to play or not.
Mike, all things considered, this being week 9, you're having a quarterback competition in the middle of the season. Regardless of who you choose, it's a very inexperienced quarterback against maybe the most aggressive, confusing defense in the entire league. How do you coach that situation? How do you and Kellen get anybody ready for this kind of challenge on Sunday?
Well, the biggest thing is, you got to trust in your game plan process, and I really like the way the position meetings and the group meetings and all that have come together. The quarterback center meeting in the morning, and so we're into this now. As you stated, 9 weeks. So the preparation there, I think the biggest thing you see, particularly when any football team that's playing on a high level, and talking in specifics to the Steelers defense, I mean, they're running their schemes, they're challenging schemes. They're things that they've been doing for decades conceptually, but they're doing it. Their play speed is very high. So we need to play faster than they do, and that's going to be the challenge. As you prepare weekly. But it's it's a defense that's playing with great confidence, and they've been extremely productive.
In facing one of the best pass rush duos in the league with linebacker tandem T.J. Watt and Bud Dupree with your now fourth quarterback in week 9, how does their playmaking ability impact preparing the offensive game plan?
Well, I mean, you always look at the pass rushers. Obviously, pass rushers are premier positions of a defense, and they're both having excellent years. So, but you look at their secondary. Their secondary is talented also. I mean, they're strong across the defensive front also. So, but yeah, I mean, pass protection is definitely at a premium, especially you watch them on third down. They're doing a great job getting after the quarterback.
Mike, during the course of the season, I'm sure there's a lot of Cowboys fans that are just, when stuff has happened, they're like, are you kidding me? And then the Dalton thing coming up yesterday. Have you had a moment this season where you said privately, like, are you kidding me? Like, what else can go wrong?
Well, I think 2020 will be, hopefully we'll never see a year like this again on a lot of different fronts. So, but I think it's like anything in this game, nothing surprises you. Injuries are part of it. We've definitely been on the high end as far as the challenge of how it's affected our football team. But you have to keep forging forward because there's always a path to victory, and that's our focus. I understand what our record is, but we had some areas of improvement in our last game. We need to build off of that. There's some things we need to do significantly better. We need to accomplish that, but we got to do whatever we need to do to win this game.
How is Andy feeling? Does he have symptoms? How's he doing with that stuff?
My understanding, he's doing okay, and I haven't seen him obviously in a couple of days.
When was his last time in the building?
I'm sorry?
When was Andy's last time in the building?
I'm not going to go through a timeline and everything. He's obviously on the COVID list, and that's I think we've addressed enough of that.
Chris Jones, will he be the limited participant at all?
I'm sorry. What's the name?
Chris Jones.
Chris Jones.
Chris Jones, actually, Chris is scheduled for surgery. It's going to be a multi-week situation, so he won't be available this week. He's going to have surgery Thursday.
What's surgery for?
Core muscle injury.
Core muscle.
Thank you.
What's that?
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're muted.